Guys, welcome back to another video. What if Deku was the reincarnation of Mori Jin Part 8? Now, where we last left off, Deku had just spoken to the remnants of his past lives, including one that technically wasn't even his past life. Deku was very excited when he woke up the next morning. He began training. He trained his body physically, and in the nights he trained his body mentally. He trained constantly. Deku then fought for something about a second about going back to UA, mainly just to check in with everyone else that was there, especially seeing how he left almost nearly after a month after school began, and it had almost been a year or two since then. Or not a year or two, my bad. I'm definitely fudging timelines here. It's been almost about 6 months since then, with about 3 months until the whole entire Mujin Park resets the world event going on. Deku figured it might be smart to just go chat with his old classmates, see how they're all doing, because he does feel kind of bad that he kind of ditched them all and left. Deku walked into UA, Class 1A. Most people were kind of confused to see him, because when he entered, Deku's green hair faded to more of a darker green. His body was way more built, and he was taller. He walked in with pants on, and just a normal t-shirt, almost giving an I don't care attitude with what appeared to be a purple face mask sitting on his head. Deku sits down in what was his desk when he attended school. Ida walked up to Deku and said, "Excuse me, sir, you're not meant to be in here." Deku smiled at Ida and said, "Well, hello, Ida. It's been a long time, hasn't it?" Ida was kind of confused by what this boy was saying. He really didn't know the boy, or at least he didn't assume he knew the man who was sitting in front of him, but it seems that the man had known him. And he repeats again, "Do I know you?" And Deku kind of looked at Ida kind of weird, and he's like, "You should know me. Come on, I'm your classmate. I know I left about around 6 months ago, but come on, bro, you should still know who I am." Ida, thinking for a moment, became shocked as he realized who the person was that was sitting in front of him. He's like, "Izuku Midoriya?" "Yes, Ida, it's me, Izuku. Why do you look like you just swallowed a cow or something? What's wrong?" Ida shuts his flabbergasted mouth and says, "Izuku, is that you?" "Yes, Ida, it is me. Is there an issue?" "No, I'm just surprised. I don't even know what to say. None of us had seen you in so long. We figured something horrible had happened." Deku kind of started scratching the back of his head, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's just I went to go train." And Ida kind of looked at Deku confusingly, and he said, Train? Train for what? You've been missing for 6 months. As I can see, it seems that you have changed a lot in that time. But what did you train for? What did you do?" And Deku said, "Oh, well, you see, I actually went to go train with some professional heroes." "Oh, you did?" "Yes, professional heroes. That's what I'll call them." Ida was kind of confused by Deku saying that's what you call them, and he kind of inquired. He was like, "What do you mean that's what you call them?" "Well, Ida, you see, they're not actually heroes." This kind of took Ida back a bit. And he's like, "Okay, what are they? Are they vigilantes?" No. What you see is that these personnel, and then currently, are fighting a war that is not known to normal public. Not known to the public? What war is this? Does the Hero Association know? No, the Hero Association, well, at least for what I would assume, does not know. Okay. What war are they fighting? What's going on? Well, you see, Ida, the major issue that is going on and the war that they're fighting is kind of a bad one. And it's one that I'm a key player in, and it's coming up very soon. What do you mean? Well, the final battle for humanity, obviously. What? Ida, I can't explain it to you. Why can't you explain it to me? Because you're too weak to understand. Ida was taken aback by this, and he's like, too weak? What are you on about? Most people here are too weak to even hold a candle to the people fighting in this war. Even personnel like All Might are too weak to fight in this war. Huh? How is All Might too weak? He's the #1 pro hero. Of course, you know, he's retired recently, but he's still the #1 pro. Deku sighs at this and he's like, yes, I understand. All Might's the #1 pro hero. But he is still weak compared to the current enemies we're facing. Currently, the situation, as it may be, is a very, very, very bad one. Remember how I just told you that humanity might be destroyed in 3 more months? Ida looked back at Deku like, you didn't say that. Deku's like, oh, I didn't? Let me reiterate. Humanity is going to be destroyed in 3 months unless if I can get off my butt and train hard enough to go ahead and go fight a supreme god, take out the supreme god, take over, and rule as a supreme god. Now, you might be confused. Gods? What are you on about, Deku? Well, you see, this entire situation is all spawned by some jackwagons who hold themselves higher than humans and forced us to become underneath them. And then a fucktard called Mujin Park, don't know if you learned about him. Fun fact, you probably didn't. Because his whole entire existence got rewritten when he became the supreme god and rewrote history after killing me and my grandfather. Now, Deku said as he takes a deep breath and he finishes, that is where I'm at. I currently have to train these next 3 months to become so significantly stronger to where I can defeat a supreme god. Almost no one that's not on a god level can even handle me. So, as soon as I become a supreme god, I should be able to handle everyone. Or at least become stronger. Currently, Mujin Park is strong enough to where he can destroy the entire of humanity. And he is literally just giving me a pity card to train. If he wanted to, he could have killed me outright, without a shadow of doubt. But he said he wanted to have fun. He wanted to believe in humanity one more time. So here I am, working my ass off just to get slightly stronger so I can hold a candle to the guy. A fucking candle. Now, do you understand the situation, Ida? Right now, currently, as it be, we're effed. There is almost nothing I can do to stop him, and nothing most people can do to stop him. I know, it seems dark and it seems horrid, but that's the situation we're in. Literally, I have no clue what to do anymore. Ida's still kind of surprised by Deku's sudden proclamation. Not only did he say that everyone here was weak, even himself, which he took offense to greatly, but if what Deku said was true, then that becomes issues. But then again, he's rambling about gods. Ida kind of scoffed at the god idea of gods actually existing. There is no way a god would exist. It makes no logical sense. He scoffs and he's like, okay, Izuku, I don't know what happened in those 6 months to make you this delusional, but don't take out your anger on others. Deku took a deep breath and breathed out, and he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Why should I care? Deku sits down in his chair and looks back into the front room, waiting for All Might to enter. All Might enters the room with Aizawa, and they see a man sitting in a chair. All Might instantaneously runs and almost punches the man, or tries to hold the man hostage. But Aizawa, noticing that it was Izuku, was able to pull back All Might and said, stop, that's Izuku. Izuku Midoriya? Yeah. Most of the other kids had heard Deku's and Ida's conversation, but hadn't spoken up until Bakugo walked into the door. When Bakugo walked into the door, he saw a man sitting in Izuku's chair. Bakugo was the most distraught about Izuku being gone, thinking it was something about him that caused Izuku to leave. After seeing a man sit in Izuku's chair just like that, Bakugo almost exploded the man straight in the face. But Deku quickly palm thrusted the bottom of Bakugo's chin, sending Bakugo flying backwards as he stood back up. Deku said, "Kacchan, now's not the time to try to explode on me. There's situations I have to take care of. And right now, currently, your power level is nowhere near mine. Please, don't let your anger make haste of you again." Bakugo was kind of confused by what this man said. This man just called him Kacchan, but the only one to call him Kacchan was, "Izuku, is that you?" "Yes, Kacchan, it's me." All Might was kind of surprised by this, too. He remembered seeing the boy, but now the boy looked totally different, more refined. And he didn't look angry, he just looked more mature, with a settled amount of dread in his look. Izuku smiles towards the two heroes, and he says, "Hello, Mr. Aizawa." And All Might, "I'm back. Well, for a couple minutes at least, before I have to head out again." "Head out again? What are you on about?" Aizawa says. "Well, you see, currently I need to go back to training. But I also figured it would be a good time to discuss everything with all the students here, and while y'all are here too. Especially in case if anything else happens, especially with that madman in control." "The madman? Who's the madman?" Mujin Park. Mujin Park, who's that?" Great, another person who doesn't know. Mujin Park is the world president, or was the ex-world president. Now he's the supreme god. And currently I'm at a situation where I have to take out Mujin Park, so I came here to greet you all and talk to y'all. I also see that currently everyone's strength in the class isn't even strong enough to handle a candle. No, let me replace that. Shoto and Bakugo, seems like they've been very diligent in their training, might hold a candle to a priest, but would definitely fall quickly to a bishop." All Might heard the word priest, and he's like, "Priest? You mean from Nox? Nox priests?" "Yes, All Might, Nox's priests. But, I don't know. They wouldn't be able to hold up to a bishop, definitely. Hell, I can only defeat 2 of them. They won't even be able to defeat 1. All Might starts thinking about Nox. He heard about it, but he hadn't known much about them. Now Deku's talking about them like they were actually existent. And All Might's like, "So where did you run off to, young Midoriya?" "Well, I really didn't run off. I more or less trained. Yeah, let's just say schooling here wasn't the best way for me to train quickly. So I had to train with the Jade Emperor and Empress, and also met the Dragon Lord. She was pretty nice. By nice, I mean she kicked my ass tons of times until I eventually took over my dragon armor. That was fun. When I got back my dragon armor, or wait, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was with her. No, it wasn't with her when I got my dragon armor. She was the one who had my Getsugan. Or was it her that had dragon armor? I don't remember. Really. It was the Jade Empress that contained your dragon armor. I went to pick it up with you, but she contained something called a Getsugan? Oh yeah, you guys haven't seen my 2 other items, have you?" Deku says, "Getsugan, assemble." And clouds start pouring in through the windows and the gaps and everything, kind of freaking out some of the students. But the teacher was kind of amazed at this. Eventually, a cloud showed up right in front of Deku. And Deku said, "This is Getsugan. Getsugan's a sentient cloud that I can control and manipulate at my free will. He can also summon devastating lightning strikes on my opponents, easily being able to kill multiple gods in the past. It's pretty fun that way." All Might heard Deku say gods, and he was kind of confused. He's like, "Gods? What are you on about, young Midoriya?" "Well, All Might, if you didn't know, gods exist in the world. Yeah, Shocker, right? In a world where we have superpowers, gods exist. That's an event that happened. All Might was kind of taken aback by the casual way Deku just said gods exist, and found it very weird to be talked down to by the boy. Deku also stated afterwards that while gods do exist, there are also a singular being called a supreme god. Now, the supreme god, as Deku placed it, was someone who really could not be beaten under normal circumstances, which kind of thrown up a couple alarms to All Might himself, and he's like, why can't he be beaten by normal circumstances? Deku stated, well, you see, the supreme god, as his name entails, is a god above gods. In other words, he's an issue. He is a serious issue that is impossible to beat. Okay, and what about this supreme god? Well, you see, he's deciding to kill all humanity in about 3 months, 24 days, and 6 minutes. And 52 seconds. 51. 50. Okay, I understand the joke. So, what, are you saying that we're all gonna die in that time? No. Luckily, I've been trying to get back my strength, and so has the Jade Emperor and Empress, as well as the Dragon Lord. Not to mention, I've also been attacking Nox as a general group, and everyone else connected to them. It's been very tiresome, and I'm running out of energy, not gonna lie. I came here to tell you that the students are weak. I mean, y'all obviously don't know the single thing about borrowed power, which y'all call quirks, or anything else you do. Your decisions are irrelevant because your actions show that you have no understanding of your abilities. Literally. Hell, the 2 strongest people could maybe take on a priest. And a priest is what we call a mid-tier member in Nox. In our words, the rankings go Grunt, Priest, Bishop, Archbishop, and the leader. Whatever the leader was. It used to be under the Jade Emperor, but then the Jade Emperor died and got split into the Jade Emperor and Empress, which were from my best friends from my past life. Your past life? Yes, I've had 2 past lives. One as the Jin Sulan, which was the inspiration of the Journey to the West book, which was Sun Wukong. He was inspired based off of me. And then we had Mori Jin, which was my most recent life. And then you also have my clone, Mori Hin. Clone? You got clones? Deku said, yes, I have clones, as he created a clone of himself. As the clone and him high-fived and then disappeared. See, I got clones. And then I got Mori Dan, which after I beat Satan, I lost all energy and had to retort into becoming Mori Dan after fucking Mujin Park killed my grandfather, which I was very upset about because we were finally going to be able to live a peaceful life. But he got killed, causing me to try to go against Mujin Park and kill him after he became world president. Now see, Mujin Park becoming the world president meant he ruled the world. I never heard of this man. How did he rule the world? Well, you see, that's because of what happened after the second Ragnarok. The second Ragnarok, when was the first Ragnarok? The first Ragnarok was during my time as Mori Jin before Mori Dan. And the first Ragnarok ended after we signed the peace treaty between the gods, the demons, and the humans. The gods, demons, and humans. You're loading a lot of information on me, kid. I know this is an exhibition video to explain the background of God of High School for people who didn't know. Shouldn't you have explained this stuff earlier? Yes, but for plot convenience, it would be easier to explain it now. Whatever, fine, continue. That's what I was planning. So, as you can see, we have a lot of to cover. And I am currently working my ass off trying to fix whatever I can do to get it done. Now, you might find it weird that I'm talking down to you, but seriously, at this point, All Might, you can't do shit. Seriously, the situation itself is so out of proportion and fucked that unless if you can punch a man through the crust all the way to China and allowed the man to get back up and walk back over here, which I don't think you can do. Literally, I've never seen you display enough power to do so. Then yes, the current situation as we know it will not allow you to help. I could maybe do it back in my prime, but I definitely can't do it now. I wasn't asking for you to do it now. Please do understand that. Okay, what else is there? The next issue to address is that these students are weak. Like, I mean, super weak. None of them even can hold a candle to me, much less a flame. Now, how to improve their strength? Well, there's literally nothing you can do. Currently, all of them don't even know what borrowed power is, and don't even know how to harness their basic borrowed power that they create inside themselves, which creates a massive issue, because Gen X children, seeing how they create their own self-borrowed power, meaning they literally create their power inside themselves, if they don't know what their power is, nor if they make any sort of strong bond to any other Gen X children, they basically become useless. What do you mean strong bond? Gen X children have a unique ability to, when having a strong bond with another Gen X children, when the other Gen X children dies, the power is shared amongst the group of children. Now, if you were able to, for say, have a freak accident happen, killing off multiple Gen X kids in a very tight-knit group that all know each other very well, you would get the ability that allows you to save yourself some time. Are you suggesting we kill the kids? No. I am not suggesting we go murder people, All Might. That's what a sicko would do. I'm suggesting that you pay attention to the situation. The whole entire base issue itself is bad. I've already told you this. But the base issue of the strongest hero not being able to do anything is a lot worse. Now, I'm not trying to shit talk you. I'm not trying to shit talk anyone who believes in your current power or shit talk to people of Class 1A. But that's the issue. They're weak. They aren't strong enough to fight against these personnel. Don't get me wrong. Even my pals, the Jade Emperor and stuff, they can barely fight another god. Like, them fighting another god is already amazing in its own right. And I can fight gods easily because I have my use of my 4 items. My 4 national treasures, I guess you would call them. Yes. But you're saying that literally there's nothing we can do. No, I'm saying if you actually work and get your students up to an reliable point, that there is something you can do. But you don't have your students up to a reliable point, so no, there is nothing you can do. You see the issue here? The issue resolves itself when your students become stronger, but they're not. I would much rather have them train under the Jade Emperor himself or the Jade Empress, just to save us some time. I'm not asking them to fight in the war. I'd much rather not like them to fight in the 3rd Ragnarok, but there's not much I can do at this point. The situation itself causes for them to get stronger so that they can just defend themselves, but even then, they're not going to get strong enough in the 3-month time period. Even if I put them through my hellish training, they won't get strong enough. Even if I give them the capabilities of being able to use Renewal Taekwondo, which is a very strong martial arts, just so you know, they wouldn't be able to get strong enough. Martial arts, what does martial arts have to do with anything? Oh my god, martial arts allows you to buff your quirk. People who know martial arts get stronger because of that reason. So, if you train in martial arts, you'll get stronger overall. And if you get stronger overall, you can do whatever you want. The situation is there. Deku sighs, remembering the pure amount of a headache he got from having to explain all that exhibition. That's all I wanted to say. Literally, the situation as it may be is kinda dangerous. I'm not gonna lie. I am powering through it personally. It's a lot of work, don't get me wrong, but I'm pushing through it. It takes a lot more energy than you would think to actually get through this stuff. I just want to inform you all what I've been doing for the past 6 months, because literally that's what I've been doing. I've been working my ass off. I've been getting stronger to the point where I could easily defeat anyone here. Now, there's also the issue where I have no clue what I can do. Maybe if I can find a time dilation room, I could train quicker there or increase my training rate there. But I don't got a time dilation room, so I can't just go train in a weird whack job room solo. Okay. There's nothing we can do there. Yes, I know, All Might. Deku sighs. He's like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna go. You guys can do whatever you want. I've already told you the situation as it may be. Whether you choose to start training them to prepare them for it or not training them, it's up to you. Deku says as he sighs, and he stands up from his desk. He then walks out of the room and gets his hand put on his shoulder. He turns around to see not Yaoyorozu. Uraraka look at him with kind of like a distraught look on her face. And Deku says, "Goodbye, Uraraka," as he walks out the door. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, guys, with this episode. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. For people who are wondering what happened with my uploads last week, I'm pretty sure I didn't upload. It was Tuesday and Friday. Friday I had homecoming, and Tuesday I had other stuff I had to also work on to deal with homecoming as well. So I will apologize for that. And make sure you check out the Discord down in the link in the description. Go join it so I don't have to put this disclaimer in the videos. So currently we have 2 other members, and I thank you guys for being in the Discord. So go join the Discord down below. And until next time, goodbye.